Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by the Appy Lodge. If you are looking to head to Sevier County during the holidays, take in all the holiday lights and festival and all that stuff, head to the Appalachian Lodge right there in Gatlinburg. It's run by the same folks who own Parkside Cabin Rentals, who we've been telling you about for years and years and years. The Ogle family knows the hospitality business, and they know it in Sevier County, folks. Check out theappylodge.com/TSS. That's for the Sports Source. Theappylodge.com/TSS. Just type that in, go there. You get 10% off your room. The Appalachian Lodge, known as the Appy Lodge. Get up there and check them out. All right. The Volunteers have opened the basketball season, finally. They are 2-0. Beat Colorado, beat Cincinnati yesterday. You see that they've added St. Joseph's to their schedule, so the rest of their non-conference schedule, that's it. Appy State, Tennessee Tech, St. Joseph's, and South Carolina Upstate. Just your observations, early thoughts on what you've seen, takeaways from Tennessee's first two games.
Defense. Defense has been there, and it's been needed because the offense has been in and out at times. But the perimeter defense, I think, could be really good for Tennessee. I think they can be better on the glass this year in rebounding, which, of course, keeps second chance opportunities away from the opponent. So the way that Tennessee has played defense, I think the effort from the young players, I think that will continue to be there. So I think that's how you compete for championships, and I think that's only going to get better for Tennessee.
And that defense, they've made these critical stops against Colorado and Cincinnati late in games. My observations, they've got a tremendous amount of really good athletes and basketball players on that team. But I almost think that early in the season, having all that depth might be a little bit counterproductive because they're not clicking on offense yet. And you're playing so many different people. So maybe that's impacting their ability to score, their ability to shoot at a higher percentage. But I'll tell you what, the depth and the athleticism on this team is really, really good.
And I think that's one issue that we talked about. You've got this smaller preseason now, so you got less time to work through your rotations and figure out what your best offense is. You're going to be hitting conference play and still figuring things out, I think. Chuck, your observations from this team so far?
Well, I mean, you've gotten 2 wins. You're still not shooting the ball well enough. Looks, to me like the point guard position, you still need to especially figure that out. Assists are what I look at in a lot of the games, and I think that's been really, really low. So these next 4 games, and that start with Appalachian State, I think it's going to give you a chance to start developing some chemistry, but need to pick it up a little bit on who can actually help you score. Pons is still the shot blocker. We know that.
And Asicki looks like a good addition in terms of just a big body underneath who can bang and grab some boards, which you missed last year.
Right.
So I think, but I don't know what kind of an offensive weapon he's going to be. In terms of Victor Bailey, looks like he's got a shot. It depends on how much is he out there, how consistent is he. There's been some complaints already, though, about Keon Johnson. I think when people see a guy that's expected to be a lottery pick, that he's going to average 40 points a night, and that is not his game. I think he looks like he's going to be a heck of a defender.
And it's going to be up to not only him, but a lot of these guys. We know Coach Barnes is big on knowing your role and going out there and giving quality minutes when you get your chance. And even Coach Barnes has said he doesn't know right now what the best rotations are. So that's why these next 4 games are really going to be important to help figure that out.
Thoughts on the freshman?
Yeah, I would not worry about Keon Johnson. That would be my best advice. I think he'll come along. He'll have some individual games probably where he puts up a lot of points. Jimmy, to the depth and the number of players that can score, he's probably not going to have too many opportunities to have huge numbers in the scoring department.
No, he won't. And I think Springer's a guy that can add some offense to you as well. I like his game. I like his versatility. I hadn't seen too much of Corey Walker yet to see him taking that step. But I tell you what, with Johnson and Springer, I really like those two.
With so many guys and this team being so deep, it wouldn't surprise me if your leading scorer this year averages 15 points a game or less.
Yeah, or less. Yeah, probably less.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the idea that you're going to have a guy who comes out there and puts up 20 a night, I think it's going to be spread around. I don't think you're looking for that.
Unless it's Fulkerson, kind of.
Defensively, it's going to be, depending on what we get in terms of an NCAA tournament this year, that kind of smothering defense that can take away the other team's best player, which they have, that could do real well in a tournament setting, depending on what kind of tournament we actually have. But anyway, when we come back, let's talk a little bit more football. We got recruiting. I'm going to ask you about signing day. That's this week. We're going to talk about Butch Jones. Jimmy, is he going to have success at Arkansas State? And we'll ask Will Overstreet about the A&M motivation thing. Could that backfire on them a little bit, that they are needing a big win to get in the playoffs? We'll discuss. Come on back on the Sports Source.